It's time for another blistering report from the front lines of the cultural war for a constitutional America. And now, here's your host, Charles Benninghoff.
An Obama-appointed federal judge may have blocked President Trump's immigration protection order, thereby allowing more Islamic terrorists to slip into America, but that doesn't mean this fight's over. By law, Congress can still block immigrants and pseudo-refugees from 7 terrorism-sponsoring countries, and Congress can do it immediately, as soon as they go back into session this week. The problem, as always, is we, the people, have got to push Congress and get the members of Congress to do the right thing. Let me tell you how you can help us in this fight today, and together we can help put the interests of America first. Why do I call these people pseudo-refugees? Well, because the people flooding into the United States do not fit any common sense definition of refugee. 99% of them were being allowed into America by Obama administration, and I believe they were allowed in because they were Muslims and young fighting-age warriors, just like the ones who are tearing up France, Sweden, and other countries in Europe right now. To qualify as a refugee, a person has to prove that they're being persecuted for their religious or political beliefs. Muslims are the ones now doing the persecuting, and who are they persecuting? Christians in all the countries that listed on President Trump's immigration protection order, not Muslims. Therefore, none of the Muslims coming here and applying for asylum are in fact refugees. That's why I call them pseudo-refugees. I might as well call them Democrat refugees. President Trump issued an executive order to block immigration visas and refugees from 7 countries in the Middle East and Africa. Those countries are Iran, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Here's what the new Department of Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly had to say about this Protect America order that blocks terrorists from sneaking into our country.
The President's recent executive order to temporarily suspend entry for foreign nationals from 7 countries, we believe, is lawful and constitutional, and the review ordered by the President is necessary and appropriate. It will enable us to assess the adequacy and availability of information we need from all countries to adjudicate all visa applications or other benefits under our existing immigration laws, and to determine if the person seeking the benefit is, in fact, who they say they are and would not present us a threat.
He said it right. But here's something that you should know. President Trump did not pull those 7 countries' names out of a hat. He selected them because those 7 countries were listed in the Terrorist Prevention Act, which was passed by Congress in 2015, get this, and signed into law by President Barack Obama. Barack signed this law. Those countries are listed in federal law under 8 United States Code, Section 1187, as being extreme threats for breeding Islamic terrorists. Obama signed the law declaring those countries to be threats. Obama did. As you know, the left went ballistic when President Trump issued his protection order, and then a federal judge in Seattle issued a restraining order against the president's lawful actions. Now, we could sit around and wait for the Supreme Court to decide this issue, but that's a strategy to lose America. It's a strategy to allow terrorists to come in and destroy our country. We want to attack this issue head on. Congress can do it, and we must enforce the current law through Congress by telling them to get off their butts. Congress has to set spending priorities for the rest of 2017, and this happens to happen in the next few days. Otherwise, the March 2015 deadline will come really quickly, and we'll be in a situation where our government can't function because we can't pay for anything. So, this is where we are, and we can use this timeline to implement the President's immigration protection order. We can use it to our advantage, to the advantage of the United States. Congress simply bans all funding for the UN Refugee Agency and for the Immigration and Naturalization Service from being spent to bring in refugees or process visas from those countries. A simple 1-sentence statute or even a congressional proclamation will suffice. That would solve the problem and implement President Trump's order through the budget process, which Obama judges cannot block. We have to do this to protect America, folks. This is not an issue of if, it's an issue we have to. These pseudo-refugees from Syria and other countries are not coming to America because they love our Constitution, they love our way of life, they love our freedoms. They hate us. They want to impose Sharia law, and they want to force America to submit to their worldwide Islamic caliphate. A caliphate, by the way, which is now teaching themselves in Syria and Iraq how to eat each other. Cannibals, that's what these people are. As I reported on previous videos, George Soros, ugly man George Soros, and his Open Society Foundation are really the driving force behind the Syrian refugee crisis, and they're using this crisis to flood Western nations with terrorists. Soros is doing this to sow chaos. Why? Because he can invest against our currency and our stock market. And when the attacks come from these terrorists, the stock market plunges, the value of the currency plunges, and he makes billions. He laughs all the way to the bank. We got to stop him from laughing, and we got to stop him from going to the bank. These Muslims are useful idiots for Soros in his efforts because they will not assimilate, and their imams are preaching to them in their mosque that they should come to America and conquer us from within by outbreeding the American people. They don't care about Soros. Soros cares about them. It's really that simple. Well, how can you help, you ask? Here's how you can help. Go to our action page today and start sending personalized letters to Congress, starting with the House Budget Committee. Tell them to ban all funds that will be used to bring in refugees or immigrants from the 7 countries listed in President Trump's protection order. When enough of us work together and we flood Congress with a unified message like this, the members of Congress do listen. They listened in the past, and this is a very sensitive issue. If we just speak out, I know we can make them hear us. So stay tuned, because Bob Mallory will have instructions for you on the next screen explaining how you can get to our action page and make your personalized letters to send to Congress. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you freedom, fulfillment, and God's many blessings.
If you're on our action page on our website, use the form next to the video screen to select a program and send personal letters to Congress. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, click the icon appearing now to find the link to our action page, or check the video's description to find the link. Speak out today.